What's good, guys? The Novice. Parasite. This is my review of it. This movie is directed and written by a man called Bong Joon Ho. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing the name. I watched one of his movies a while back, Snowpiercer, and I also just wanted to get into watching international movies, foreign film. So, this is my thoughts on this review. Get straight into it. I like this movie. I like this movie because I feel like it gets better with time as it goes on, as the story progresses. I also feel like I'm gonna be looking at my notes. Also feel like it doesn't end in a positive way, and it's for the better. Like it doesn't have a happy ending. And lastly, I feel like this movie had some food for thought that made it better once you finish watching it and you sit and reflect over it. So I'll just explain. I do have one minor flaw, but let me explain the positives first. First off, like I said, I feel like it got better as time went on in the movie, especially in the second and third act for me, personally. This film, all I can say is that it's well done storytelling in my opinion. Because I wasn't even the biggest fan of it until you get to certain places, certain parts of the storyline. And when you got there, you realized how quickly things escalated. And it made me think maybe the director was doing that just so he could lull you into thinking, oh, you know what? Everything's fine. Nothing's too serious. Oh, wait, never mind. Yeah, this is yeah, we should. This is a bad situation, and we haven't taken that um seriously. And that was something that I remember watching and just thinking about it right now before starting to film this. I realized, oh, what? It really did take me by surprise. And I like that. It's for the better. Speaking of things for the better, I like that this movie, it didn't have a happy ending in my opinion. It didn't end, the things that ended this movie, I call it the Disney effect, where you watch a film and no matter how bad it gets, there's still a hopeful ending. And there's lots of positives to doing that, but in my opinion, it's also healthy to have many movies in like the popular mainstream that show this type of storytelling, that show that there are consequences to certain actions taken. And it made me feel like, yeah, especially for myself and at a certain point in my life, I related to it because you should learn certain things will happen if you go in so and so direction. And then lastly, like I said, it was food for thought. That was a big theme of this movie. I won't go into specifics with how, but I'll just say that it reminded me a lot. Now thinking back on it and watching it, it reminded me of how easy things can seem until they're not. I'll just put it that way. Yeah, and that's it for the positives. Just to be brief and not to get too specific. One minor flaw, in my opinion, with this film, I felt like the tone wasn't consistent, and I wish it was. Especially in the first act and maybe the start of the second act, I had like comedic vibes from this movie, from certain characters, certain situations. And on the one hand, you can argue maybe it was the director's intent because of some of the subject matter in this movie to explore it in a way that made it less awkward and less tense. It made you feel less uncomfortable. But maybe that's our problem as the viewer, and you need to have that certain level of seriousness that's consistent throughout the movie. So it would have helped me take it more seriously. Because when things got really, to me, more serious later on in the movie, it made me look back now, just thinking about it before I put the camera on, and think, oh, you know what? What if I felt that way all the way through? It would have been better for me, personally. But I speak for myself. Saying that, yeah, again, I still didn't like how it started off to me with the tone, and that's one minor flaw in my opinion. That the tone in the first act, it felt a little comedic to me, too much for me personally. But I'm tight like that. Yeah, all in all, like I said, guys, I liked this movie. I would definitely recommend it. Like I said, gets better with time, whether you're rewatching it or watching the thing in and of itself, like throughout the storyline. It doesn't end in the most. It doesn't have that Disney happy ending, in my personal opinion. And I think that it teaches you a valuable thing through that type of storytelling. And then lastly, it was food for thought. Like I said, it makes you self-reflect and have some perspective on certain things in society today. Those are my thoughts, guys. Tell me what you think down below. Whether you've seen this movie or not. Do you agree with my thoughts? Do you not? If you haven't seen this movie, would you, based on this review? And guys, let me know, because I want to review more international films, more foreign films. Tell me recommendations you have, because most of mine are like action movies and thrillers that I am going to review. But I want to try and broaden my horizons and my perspective as far as film and watching it and self-reflecting and telling you guys my thoughts on it. Like I said, tell me your thoughts down below, comment, thumbs this video up if you like it, share it, press that subscribe button. Other than that, signing off, salute.